All right, everyone. Welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Wednesday, July 11th, 2018. All right, so today we have the moon shifting from Taurus into Gemini, gearing up for a new moon here Thursday and Friday sort of time period. So we are in the ending phase of the current lunar month. Good time to sort of get that rest, do some clearing, get in touch with our intuitive and receptive side. But with this shift, likely getting into now a bit of the new moon energy of Gemini. So as the day unfolds, a little bit of this development of inquisition, curiosity, willingness to learn and be flexible will be the theme more than likely the later part of the day as we gear up for that new moon. So today, going into tomorrow, we do have Venus trining up to Uranus. So there could be some change with the things we enjoy, some unexpected enjoyments perhaps. The sun does oppose up to Pluto at the same time, so maybe finding some balance with some of the deeper dimensions in life, maybe having to do with it then being reflected back to us in our relationship. So finding the balance and really non-attachment to that can be great. So let's look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this Wednesday. Again, we are using what's called true sidereal astrology, which does change the signs from mainstream astrology. So if you do notice some of the signs I'm mentioning are different, be sure to check out the link down below for more information. All right, so the moon gearing up for a new moon here around the Thursday, Friday time period. It will be in Gemini. I'll make a video on that tomorrow. Will be about the development of these Gemini qualities of essentially curiosity, a willingness to learn, and this goes not just in a very personal sense, which it can be great for like learning through writing or reading books and things like that, but really just learning through life, right? Being willing to make mistakes, see life as a learning place or a learning playground, if you will, and in that way, trying new things, being light, flexible, adaptive, being willing to learn. All of this is going to be the integration going into the new lunar month. But before that, we do have to do clearing still from the current lunar cycle, which has been about Taurus. So still the first half of the day, I think it's still great to sort of finish up and reintegrate any energy involving this grounded energy of our self-value, resourcefulness, bring in a bit of stability in our life. And then as the day unfolds, more of the Gemini qualities, especially going into tomorrow, which will be developing a little bit of that, again, curiosity and flexibility of Gemini, and likely themes relating to these things. First half, probably more about resourcefulness. Second half, a little bit more about that flexibility and practicality. So I do want to mention, since the moon is going over the arm of Orion here, Orion, the moon does pass through this constellation, is the opposite of a fucus. For those of you who know, a fucus is that deep energy of healing and transformation. Orion is very much the opposite, which has to do with going out into the physical world. And he's the hunter, which is essentially going after our values and doing the practical thing, right? The very grounded, earthy thing. If you were to consider humans as spiritual beings, we're also physical beings. And Orion is certainly the physical side of that. So maybe some themes around that today, and really good to get into that physical, if you will, aspect of ourselves with the moon here. All right, so that's the backdrop in terms of the aspects today. We do have a couple aspects going exact on this cusp between today and tomorrow, right before the new moon. One is Venus trining up to Uranus. So great day, especially as the day unfolds, for maybe enjoying a bit of spontaneity. New and different things, right? Might be with the routine. Oftentimes with Venus, it could be in our relationships, meeting new people, or doing new and different things with our current relationships, right? So anything that is about being open to the unexpected, being open to change and spontaneity, and really just trying new things can be really enjoyable with this trine to Venus here. Now, along with this, though, the sun is going to be opposing up to Pluto. We'll probably feel this mostly tomorrow, but as well as the day unfolds, this deeper energy, right? The sun is our vital life force. Pluto is the unconscious aspects of ourself that really do come to the surface for some sort of acceptance and through that resolution, right? So in opposition, sometimes this can be reflections sort of reflected back to us from our outer reality or from relationships. So if there is any deep things coming up, sort of being reflected back to us that are maybe about our unconscious, maybe about our deep fears and our inhibitions, maybe the things that we haven't accepted about life or about ourselves that we've brushed under the rug, really good time for now this awareness with the sun and to accept these deeper dimensions, if you will, of life. So anything we can do to facilitate that, just being open to accept, what is, to be non-attached to maybe what does come up and maybe what we want, because sometimes with Pluto, it can, again, it's very deep, so it can be very primal, instinctual, in the sense that it could be about control, things we're wanting to hold on tightly to because we're afraid of losing or not having. And practicing that non-attachment helps the energy flow and helps us get into that state of acceptance, of accepting these deeper dimensions of life, which are just another dimension of life, which helps us become more holistic and really empowered with Pluto, right? When we're no longer below the fear, but we've accepted the fear, we rise above it, and that's a very empowering thing. So, like I said, probably more so tomorrow. Great time to do a status check with these matters pertaining to our life. Practicing that acceptance, practicing that non-attachment can certainly facilitate a transformative and empowering type of energy going into tomorrow. All right, so that's the day in a nutshell. Definitely mixed energy, right? The Venus trining Uranus is all about newness, spontaneity, trying new things and enjoying that, and in our relationships for a lot of us, and mixed with that deeper energy. So, right, so a bit of both there with that, likely going into tomorrow, gearing us up for the new moon. Some of the lunar aspects are activating this. The moon will be sextiling up to that trine, so that's just going to activate it, I feel like. Maybe a little bit of healing, but we talked about that with the Pluto. And I think maybe just having a healthy level of detachment, right? In other words, sort of observing our feelings. Again, that acceptance of Pluto, really good with the moon opposite Saturn. All right, so that's the day in a nutshell. Also, Jupiter is slowly but surely gaining momentum. So if you noticed any shifts of perspective from yesterday, that's starting to be implemented more than likely here today, going into the weekend. All right. And most importantly, new moon, Thursday, Friday, will be in Gemini. So first half of the day, still good for getting in touch with that earthy, resourceful side of ourselves. And then going into tomorrow, that flexibility and adaptability that will be the new integration for the coming lunar month. All right, so have a fantastic day, everyone. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I will see you all tomorrow for the new moon forecast. Take care.